Derrick Rose.
Back in this era, I was just a cub, a child. I didn't know much. I knew about basketball, but I wasn't really paying attention. Until I got older and I realized Derrick Rose was the youngest MVP ever, if I'm not mistaken.
2011 Eastern Conference Finals. The Miami Heat and
They
their
talking
newly
about
formed
Jordan?
Big Three are facing off against the NBA's #1 seed Chicago Bulls, led by their young 22-year-old superstar.
Derrick Rose, a lot of people like to compare Russell Westbrook to Derrick Rose. Bro, Russell and Derrick Rose have similar play styles. That nigga D Rose though. I'm sorry, I'm picking D Rose. I'm picking prime D Rose over prime Russell. I don't care about the triple doubles. Derrick Rose won games.
Actually, this isn't just any young superstar. This is Derrick Rose, in the midst of one of the most unforgettable seasons of this generation, highlighted by becoming the youngest MVP in the history of the league. And now, he's just 3 wins away from clinching an appearance in the NBA Finals. And entering this Game 4 on the road, down 2-1, he went Super Saiyan. Rose elevated for a monster slam in the first quarter, then cocked back a 2-handed rim rocker late in the second to send a jolt through his team. Miami, however, wasn't fazed by the kid's freakish athleticism. But maybe they should, because this is 2011 Derrick Rose.
What kind of expectations do you set for yourself individually going into year 3?
It's high. The way I look at it within myself, why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league?
Bro, look at this face. You're not scared of this. You're not scared of this face. This nigga look innocent. Like a pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? You're not scared of this. That nigga will jolt past yo. That nigga got injured because he's so fast. His bones took long to catch up to what he was doing in real time.
I don't see why.
Do you see how quickly this nigga will cut corners? It was like, bro, this nigga will be in one.
Why not? Those were the words spoken by Derrick Rose a month before the 2011 season was set to begin, questioning why he can't be the MVP and the best player in the league. The dude clearly had confidence, but I mean, come on. The MVP? Is he crazy? Those were the reactions around that quote. And rightfully so.
Ain't no way in
Rose
hell.
was entering just his 3rd season in the NBA at 22 years old, an age at which no player has ever won the MVP. Plus, the Bulls' record sat at 500 the past 2 years. To believe that—
I don't know, man. I feel like God knew Derrick Rose would have been something and just— But if Derrick Rose might have lost something crazy or something drastic would have happened if he didn't get injured. Like, y'all gotta understand, everything happens for a reason. You gotta understand, man. The youngest MVP, bro. Then they had Luol Deng, they had Joakim Noah.
He and his team could take such a leap was delusional.
That team could have been
but I will give him the benefit
dangerous.
of the doubt. The kid has shown flashes of greatness with his inconceivable athleticism and ability to finish around the rim. In fact, he was awarded the Rookie of the Year and became an All-Star in just his 2nd season. The signs of a future—
This is some real my career shit. This is my career. In 2K, this is how quickly this should be happening in my career.
Star were there. But I mean, an MVP at 22?
Ain't no way in hell.
There's no way.
There's no way. Oh my goodness, a dog.
The belief that Rose would win the MVP was a little comical. I mean, we weren't even sure if this guy was a top 5 point guard in the NBA. But in just his 2nd game of the season, he shut us up.
What do you do?
D Rose lit the United Center on fire with a career-high 39 points to go with 6 rebounds and 7 assists. He was clearly confident in himself, and it didn't waver at all through the first month of the season.
I mean, like, the way this nigga is in the
He poured in 24 and 14 on the Knicks, popped off for 22 and 13 against a future MVP. He caught fire for back-to-back 33-point games, scorched the defending champs for 30, blitzed Phoenix for 35, 12, and 7, and then embarrassed the Kings for 37, 7, and 2. Oh, and that 2 stands for 2 broken ankles. The dude snapped Tyreek Evans's—
Oh my goodness. Oh my— bro, he must have not been sleeping or resting, bro. Something like his body must have had to have been telling him, yo, bro, you gotta chill out. You dropping you gotta calm. I need a rest. You cracking 30-point games,
and
bro. You
that
gotta
2
relax.
stands for 2 broken ankles. The dude snapped
shit. Oh.
Tyreek Evans' ankle so hard that he kept spinning like a
Fuck.
Beyblade after he went down. It was disgusting. Rose was flourishing into the superstar Chicago had been craving for years now. Ever since Jordan retired in '98, there weren't many bright spots as a Bulls fan. But now over a decade later, there was another freak athlete in a Chicago uniform.
That's hard.
And it was absolute cinema.
Oh my goodness.
D Rose had elevated his game to such a degree that he was actually being considered as the MVP early in the season. Maybe the kid wasn't so crazy after all. However, people were still skeptical that he'd be able to keep up this play throughout the season. But in his mind, there was no doubt that he was among the NBA's elite. He was like a rocket headed to the top, landing just in time for a masterclass against Houston.
Rose down the lane.
His ankles, bro.
At the top, to his left, lost his dribble, got it back. Joe King, Rose.
On bro.
Big time players make big time plays.
Bro, what if Derrick Rose whole time he was an angel? If Derrick Rose whole time he was an angel? Bro, this is great. If Derrick was an angel and God was like, listen, you can't be coming down here and using freak of nature powers. You are down here to help people. And Derrick was like, let me just hoop for a little bit. All right, I'll end it. This year, I'll be done. Just let me hoop for a little bit. All right, I'll let you hoop. And God let him hoop. After this 30, you can't hoop no more. And he didn't listen to him. And he got injured. Bro, there's no way. You got, bro, I'm just giving theories here at this point. Bro, the youngest MVP, and he, out of all people, get injured, a career-ending injury? What are the odds of that? That's crazy.
Rose solidified his name in the MVP conversation against the Rockets, digging deep into his bag and pulling out 30 points, 7 boards, 11 dimes, 5 steals, and of course, a tough three going right at the buzzer to send the game to overtime, where the Bulls got the win. This dude was unreal. The win electrified Chicago as they went 12-2 over their next 14 games, as they launched themselves from 6th to 3rd in the East, headed into the new year.
I don't even know.
Where
Oh,
D
Carlos
Rose
Boozer. Oh, they had Kyle
hit the
Korver?
gas. He killed Philly for 27-9, poured in 36 on the Celtics, dropped 29, 5-7 on Detroit, then cranked up the heat on Miami for 34 points and 8 assists, including a monster 11-point fourth quarter in a 3-point win.
Oh my
Rose was
goodness, bro.
absolutely scorching the league with a play style no one had ever seen before. The dude's ability to finish around the rim was a joke. His control in the air and ability to contort his body was inhumane. On top of the fact that his passing was elite, his herky-jerky way of finding lanes to the rim was unheard of. His crossover could seriously be classified as a murder weapon, and we haven't even mentioned his greatest skill. D Rose was a blur in transition. The dude can click it into another gear unlike anyone I can think of. One short speed burst.
Oh man, he should have did more leg press. I don't know, ankle ups. I don't even know what
gone.
What workout could even compete with this nigga's speed? Look at, I'm just looking at his ankles the whole time.
And what really set him apart is that he can also do this.
Then that nigga could fly.
That's Dang on the left side.
Yo, no.
A 6'3" point guard that can do that was unheard of. Rose's nuclear athleticism made him absolutely electrifying night in and night out, as he was now officially stamped as one of the game's premier players. In February, it was announced that he'd be an all-star starter for the first time in his career. An unreal accomplishment for a dude who's in just his 3rd season in the NBA. So, upon hearing the news, D Rose celebrated in a way that only he can.
And one!
Here's Rose battling in. Pretty move by Rose.
They just don't score the fast break points as Rose gets on the inside.
And Rose wending his way in and banks it in over Duncan. Rose. Jefferson closes in on him. And
want to go back to this league, man. I want this league.
Rose completely picked apart the #1 seeded Spurs with a career-high 42 points, including 13 in a clutch fourth quarter to seal their 38th win of the season. D Rose was cooking headed into the All-Star break, where he returned laser-focused on that MVP. In his first game back, Rose lit up the Raptors for 32 and 10 dimes. Unfortunately, it wasn't a loss that got the Bulls fired up. Over their next 12 games, Chicago was blazing with an 11-1 record, including 8 straight wins headed into a matchup against Indiana, where D Rose went berserk for 42 points.
His ankles,
yet this unreal performance wasn't another loss, pouring fuel onto their fire. The Bulls had an encore, going 11-1 over their next 12, which included 6 30-point games from the young superstar. Chicago had now unexpectedly reached the 60-win mark on the season, and many had Derrick Rose as their MVP headed down the final stretch.
My goodness, bro.
But nothing was guaranteed just yet. LeBron James and Dwight Howard were also having seasons worthy of the award. Rose had to remove any doubt around his MVP case.
Look, he got more wins, though. He got more wins. He got a better record. Bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. He got a better record.
And in the 81st game of the season at Madison Square Garden on national television, he did just that.
The next thought he was fouled. There was no call on loser. They go to
My goodness, bro.
Derrick Rose. Rose puts the speed on against the back. No chance for the Knicks. Oh, the game realizes for the Knicks. A bad pass picked off.
Oh, he gone.
Look out.
Bro, his ankles.
D Rose beat up on the Knicks for 26 points, but he did most of his damage on the Madison Square Garden rims. He took an elevator to throw down the lob in the first quarter, stuffed in a two-hander in the paint like he was Shaq,
Damn,
and for
bro,
the
he's
lob
so
in the first
close.
quarter, stuffed in a two-hander in the paint like he was Shaq, and for his final act, he soared for an acrobatic reverse slam with his head at the rim. The MVP race was over. Derrick Rose was named the league's most valuable player at 22 years old, becoming the youngest to ever receive the award. At a time where the NBA was stacked with guys like LeBron, Kobe, Dirk, and Wade, it was a 22-year-old Derrick Rose who literally rose above them all. The man lived up to his word, and the playoffs are going to show us what this kid is truly made.
Damn, I wish he would have got a ring. Who bounced him out? I don't remember.
To everyone's surprise, MVP D Rose became a reality and headed into the postseason with a target on his back. He was about to evolve into playoff D Rose. In other words, he was out for blood.
Collison slips inside. Spins inside. Hello.
I mean,
Rose again. Spinning. Floater. Yes.
his ankles.
Noah and Bogut. You don't really
And run.
allowing that guy to do that kind of stuff. Rose.
In Game 1 against the 8th-seeded Indiana Pacers, Rose cooked up a 39-point, 6-rebound, 6-assist, and 3-block masterpiece, and then damn near one-upped himself in Game 2 with 36, 8, 7, and 2 steals. Playoff D Rose was here, which meant this series was
Get
over.
off his body, shorty.
The Bulls won
Back
Game
up.
3 to go up 3-0, lost Game 4, then closed out the series at home to advance to Round 2. And the Avalanche continued against the Hawks with 24, 5, and 10 in Game 1. But it came in a loss.
Injured?
So Rose said, hey, I'll do it again, as he poured in 25, 6, 10, and 2 blocks to tie the series at 1, headed to Atlanta. With Chicago losing home court advantage, this was a crucial Game 3 that can change the entire trajectory of this series. So with high stakes,
I bet D-Rose watches his highlight. Bro, I bet you he watched that game every day and probably say to himself, fuck, why didn't I just do another move or something? Fuck.
the MVP came to play, turning the road crowd into his own fans. I'm not even kidding.
Just making oh. Did you see the move by the MVP? Shot selection in game 2. Rose all the way home. Rose a floater. Catch and shoot. Derrick Rose again. Rose showing no bandaging on that hand that he hurt earlier. For a career playoff high. Bad looks, Mike. They're not getting good looks. Derrick Rose, most points he's had in his NBA career. 44 for Rose.
The Atlanta crowd oohed and awed at every move Rose made on his way to a playoff career high 44 points.
So hard.
This guy's ability to find lanes and seemingly speed boost into them to score was, I don't even know, I'm speechless. His career performance gave the Bulls a 2-1 lead, but a Game 4 loss tied the series at 2 headed back to Chicago. And it was D Rose time once again. He showed the Hawks how to fly with a huge 33-point, 10-assist night to go up 3-2, where they closed the series in a blowout win on the road to clinch their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals, with Obi facing an absolute behemoth.
Fuck, is this where he got injured? I don't remember him making it to a final.
This was a dream matchup headed into the playoffs. The Miami Heat's Big Three, led by LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, against the #1 seed Chicago Bulls and the MVP. It was two titans about to go to war against each other with a trip to the NBA Finals on the line. And in Game 1, D Rose and the Bulls made a statement. The MVP scorched the Heat for 28 points and 6 dimes, blowing the doors off Miami by 21 to take the lead in the series.
It's getting
3
close,
more wins,
bro.
and they're finals bound.
No.
Game 2, however, wasn't so great. Chicago suffered a double-digit loss at home, and then Miami caught fire in Game 3 to take a commanding 2-1 series lead. Now on the verge of a dreadful 3-1 deficit, the MVP had to show up in Game 4. And he did. Early. D-Rose set the tone as he soared through the air for a one-handed jam halfway through the first quarter. Then he did it again late in the second, flying down the lane, drawing the foul, and punching a two-handed tomahawk to tie the game at 40. And this is right about where we left off, right?
No.
From the field, 17 for 39. What a move by Rose.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait, where the injury at? Oh no, it's getting close. Fuck, it's getting close.
Oh my God. 6'3" Derrick Rose completely blows up 6'9" Joel Anthony with a two-handed poster on his head, silencing the Miami crowd. It's seriously one of the greatest dunks you'll ever see. But unfortunately, that'd be the final bright spot for the Bulls. Chicago went on to lose behind a rough 8 of 27 shooting performance from Rose to go down 3-1. And back on home soil in Game 5, we saw the same struggles from the MVP, putting up 25 points and 8 assists on just 8 of 29 from the field. It was bad. But by the grace of God, it's a one-possession game with 15 seconds left.
Oh shit.
A 3 can save their season. Rose scrambles to get the ball, makes his way to the left wing, throws up a 3, but it's blocked by LeBron, and that's it. An unforgettable season ends in heartbreak for the MVP. But one thing's for sure, this isn't the last time we're gonna hear from this kid. Derrick Rose is the future. He carried his team to a deep playoff run and won the MVP at just 22 years old. 2011 was just a stepping stone. The kid has his entire future in front of him.
Oh, he going... Oh, fuck.
Kid has his entire future in front of him.
That shit was hard. The way he did that, that was hard.
Oh, Rose came down bad on his left foot. See him holding onto his knee, holding.
And y'all gotta understand too, he's so fast that if he got injured, but like imagine if a nigga was slower than him and he got injured, it probably wouldn't be that bad. But his speed, that injury just made it so much worse because that, like however he did it.
He was flying and he came down wrong on the left foot. Now whether it was an ankle or a knee, I do not know.
Man, this shit is so corny.
This may have been different.
Man.
Lead pass. Whoa! Stop it! Stop it! Don't do him like that!
And he tried to get his back. He tried to get his shit back too, but it just wasn't the same no more. I can only imagine the psychological aspect of it, where you got injured. It took you that long to recover, and the amount of fear that you have on the court is just amazing. Like, it's just crazy. You can't. Oh, damn it.
It's over. The Bulls win at the buzzer. 44% from the field.
He wasn't the same. That messed with his mind.
Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why?
You know what the beautiful thing about it is? Because you got to look at the bright side. Derrick Rose has to look at the bright side. We all, as basketball fans, whether you're new to the game or you've been a fan of the game, we know what Derrick Rose would have been. At least that's what we know. He got the MVP before he got injured. He could have got that ring before he got injured. But LeBron, I think that year LeBron had faced Mavericks. And if LeBron would have never lost the way he did or got to the finals, LeBron probably wouldn't have been who he was today. Derrick Rose did what he needed to do overall, the overall picture of his family, breaking his family tree, acquiring a lot of wealth to help his family, and be one of the first to do it. If not the first, I don't know his family dynamic, I don't know his tree. So he was able to be a successor, a breadwinner in his family. So he did that. You know what I'm saying? Life is not all about basketball. I know he definitely wouldn't be trying to hear that shit if I was talking to like 2011 D Rose when he got injured. He trying to hear that shit. But bro, we know what he could have been. At the end of the day, we know what he could have been. We know exactly what he could have been. This shit sucks, man. I can only imagine if anybody was in that state, bro. Shit, crippling. I pray for D Rose, man. I'm sure this been years, bro. This was year 2011, bro. We in 2025. It's been years. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all let me know in the comments, where were y'all when 2011 Derrick Rose was going this crazy? How old were you? At what point in time were, like I'm saying? I was, what was I, about 10? I was about 9, 10 years old. I know where I was, but I don't even feel like explaining where I was. I was living with my mom. I was a kid, so I don't think I was living with my grandma. I was living at my grandma's house at the time. Good times. Yeah, I'm out of here, y'all. You actually finished my video. I don't know if you watched a lot or a little, but I appreciate you. I'm gonna see you on the next video. I'm out!